Question: why is the game of cricket important to Lord of the Rings? I'll tell you. Replicating the sounds of thousands of people chanting can't be any small feat when making a film. But for Lord of the Rings, they thought, well, what better way to replicate the sound of thousands of people chanting than to just get thousands of people to chant? And so that's what they did. Peter Jackson and crew became the halftime entertainment for a game of Test cricket in Wellington, New Zealand, employing the crowd to be the chanting that they would then use in the film. So Peter Jackson was actually instructing the crowd to give these war chants and to stomp their feet and thump their chests and create all these noises that they needed to then be used in the film. However, if anyone's ever been to a crowd of sporting fans before, you know that they kind of get a bit rowdy and maybe have a few drinks, and unfortunately that meant that a lot of what they filmed ended up not being usable because there was too many people who were not quite following the instructions. They were shouting out things, they were perhaps just chattering and not paying attention, so a lot of it ended up not being usable. That being said, some of it did still make it into the film. The parts that did make it into the film were used in the Uruk-hai, apologies if I'm getting that wrong, war scenes. So anyone who was at that game that day can hear themselves, technically, during those war scenes. So the next time you sit down to rewatch The Lord of the Rings, instead of talking about how Viggo broke his toe, you can now annoy people with a new fun fact that these particular war scenes, the sounds were created from a game of Test cricket. You're welcome. And sorry to anyone who's going to be watching the film with you.